Okay, so thank you very much for joining TRT World's Black Box interviews. How do you think Europe is dealing with the refugee crisis?
The answer is quite obvious in my point of view as humanitarian, of course, that Europe is not dealing. This is the sad reality, because now this has not started. I think it's a mistake to think that has started in 2015. This has started before, but so far I've never seen a concrete commitment from the EU institution to fix. Only talking about protecting border, which is of course fair, because every country has the right to protect its own border, but never a serious discussion about to fix the causes of migration. No, if are from conflicts or economical reason, I've never listened to an important debate on this, or more than this, an important action. This has never happened.
Yeah, and when you say Europe is not dealing with, can you say all the European countries or?
But it's not only about the number. I say this is about a coordinated action. If we think about the political and economical power of the EU together, if it would be able to act as a whole, this is something that can make the difference in fixing the causes, on creating a better ground for acceptance of the migrants, instead of some countries feeding the anger, the fears of their own communities. And this is something that sadly we have experienced in some countries.
Yeah, you said because of fear. Fear of what?
Fear of something new, fear of diversity. This is something that is normal. We don't have to point the finger against those who are experiencing the fear. So I think that we here what we have missed is this sense of responsibility of the leaders, of the political leaders, to support their own community with this unknown experience. Without explaining why this was happening, and only pointing the finger to the human beings who were fleeing violence, conflict, or extreme poverty. And this is something that I think it's a very bad legacy for the future generation. This scares me a lot. This is a real fear for the future.
Okay. And previously you said Europe is not dealing with, and I would like to add there are even some countries who, there are even some captains who face jail threat because they are rescuing refugees. So what do you think about that?
Saving life, it's a duty. It's a moral duty. So it's not about something that you can or cannot do it. So when it comes to this kind of moral imperative, listening to some politicians that is criminalizing the humanitarian role in the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, is something very sad, and is another aspect that is threatening the real role of the humanitarians. When someone is in need, no matter which country belong, no matter which religion, faith he or she has.
And you said saving lives is a moral duty, and we see that Turkey hosts approximately 4 million refugees while some countries host none. So what do you think about that?
So I think that Turkey played an important role in receiving such a huge numbers, and often has been used as a good example. But unfortunately, this didn't happen in Europe. This is something that Europe closed at that very time in 2015. They decided to close the door. And from that moment on, we were started to experience a complete different story in our communities. I was against, since the beginning, the EU-Turkey deal, because I thought that you cannot pay another country using those who are fleeing violence and conflict as a mailbox. These are human beings, and we have to deal together to handle this complex situation, but not paying a country to protect my own border. This is unacceptable.
Yes, and the world is facing with the biggest refugee crisis. So What have we learned? And as the president of IFRC, what would you do differently if the Syrian crisis was about to start now?
The real story of success that we have experienced, they are at local level, because at international level it has been a failure. This is a matter of fact. The only story that we can say that's a story that on which we succeed about inclusion, integration, it's where with the support of the local politicians, the mayors of the cities, the role of the Red Cross or Red Crescent was about working with the local community to make possible to better know the story of those who were fleeing violence and conflict, about human beings, not about numbers and figures. Behind that important number of 4 million people, there are mothers, fathers, sons, daughters. They have lost family, relatives. So this is something that must be told, and we're creating empathy, which we have missed.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was really great talking to you.
Thank you.